Before we dive in, if this message already speaks to something inside you, don't scroll away. Hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications because what you're about to hear isn't just content, it's confirmation. If your soul has been waiting for a sign, this is it. Let's walk this path together. You didn't stumble upon this video by accident. Deep within you, something has been stirring, a quiet, persistent voice urging you to search for deeper meaning, for answers beyond the surface. And perhaps that inner search, that quiet unrest, is the most powerful sign that you are being called. Many go through life asleep, unaware of the sacred mission hidden within their spirit. But the chosen ones, they feel it. They know when it's time to awaken, not in the mind, but in the soul. And if you're here, listening to these words, then your time has arrived. Have you ever felt that you just don't belong in this world the way it is? That something about you is different? Not in a loud, obvious way, but in a sacred, unexplainable way? As if a wisdom has always been inside you, unspoken and unexplained, waiting in silence for the right moment to emerge? That's not your imagination. That's your essence breaking through. Many try to suppress this internal knowing. They pretend to be normal. They ignore the unease and bury their true feelings just to fit into a world that doesn't feel like home. They follow routines, chase approval, and cling to surface-level lives that have nothing to do with their soul's truth. But the chosen ones can't do that, not for long. They feel too much, know too much, and sense things others don't. Even as children, many chosen ones notice things others couldn't explain. Subtle energies, spiritual presences, omens, or a haunting certainty that they were never really alone, even in silence. This heightened perception doesn't fade, not even when the world tells them to forget. The truth is, you've been set apart. Something inside you has always known that there's more meaning, more purpose, more truth than what this world offers on the surface. And now, that truth is waking up inside you. This moment, right here, might be the start of your spiritual remembrance. It's not about religion. It's not about rules. It's about alignment. You are being drawn back to your original essence, to the real you, beneath all the conditioning and expectations. And from here on, everything changes. This awakening isn't just personal. When a chosen one rises, the entire atmosphere around them begins to shift. People, places, even events start responding to this new spiritual vibration. And the more you align with who you really are, the more your path becomes clear, divinely clear. So if something inside you is resonating with this message, if you've ever felt like you carry something sacred and unexplainable, then know this. You're not watching this for entertainment. You're watching because your soul is ready. If this message lit a fire inside you, even a small one, don't leave without subscribing and liking the video. Your journey is only beginning, and here you'll find the words your spirit has been waiting for. We're building a space for the chosen, the awakened, and the seekers. Will you walk this path with us?
When the chosen ones awaken, they don't just experience a mental shift. They begin to feel ancient powers stirring within them. These are not random traits or talents. These are sacred gifts, spiritual imprints placed within their soul long before they arrived on earth. And though these gifts may have been dormant for years, once the awakening begins, they start to surface, one by one. Let's explore the first 4 spiritual gifts that often emerge in the life of a chosen one. These gifts are not only signs, they are tools of divine purpose, given to help fulfill a calling that is unlike any other. 1. The gift of deep intuition. This is often the first to awaken. Chosen ones don't just guess or assume, they know. Their intuition is more than a gut feeling, it's a spiritual whisper, a voice from within that speaks even when the outer world is silent. It's a sacred compass, always pulling them toward the truth even when the path is unclear. They may feel chills in the chest or pressure in an overwhelming inner knowing when something is about to happen, good or bad. Since childhood, Many chosen ones remember sensing danger before it came, feeling joy before it arrived, or spotting deception masked in smiles. And even if they tried to ignore this inner voice, life always reminded them why they shouldn't have. Intuition is spiritual communication. It's the soul tuning into higher frequencies and delivering guidance before the mind can catch up. Whether through dreams, physical sensations, or spontaneous insights, the chosen one begins to realize there is a part of me that sees what my eyes cannot. Over time, intuition becomes a trusted guide in relationships, career decisions, life changes. It gives the chosen one an inner peace even in chaos because they know they're being led by something greater than logic. They stop needing constant validation. They trust the sacred voice within. 2. The gift of healing through empathy. Chosen ones feel deeply, not just their own emotions, but the emotions of everyone around them. This isn't sensitivity, it's sacred empathy. It's the ability to feel someone else's sorrow as if it were your own. And through this deep feeling comes a natural power to heal. They don't need to speak to know something is wrong. They walk into a room and feel the weight of others. They notice the sadness behind the smile, the exhaustion behind the silence, the pain no one is talking about. And without effort, their energy brings comfort. Their presence alone can be healing. Some chosen ones later discover they heal through their words, their hands, or their prayers. They might feel warmth in their palms when someone is suffering nearby, or they speak a single sentence that shifts someone's entire perspective. This gift is not imagined. It is divine energy flowing through a compassionate vessel. But this gift also comes with great responsibility. Feeling too much can be draining. Chosen ones often carry emotions that aren't theirs. They may feel exhausted without knowing why, until they realize they've absorbed others' pain. That's why learning to protect and cleanse their energy is essential. Still, this gift allows them to be bridges between suffering and peace, chaos and clarity, and pain and hope. 4. The gift of clairvoyance and spiritual clarity. To the chosen ones, the world is layered. What others see is only the surface. Clairvoyance is the ability to see beyond the physical. It's not fantasy or fiction. It's a spiritual lens that allows them to perceive energy, intentions, truths, and unseen realities. Sometimes they see symbols. Sometimes they receive flashes of insight. Other times, they just know things they were never told. This vision might come in vivid dreams, mental images, or sudden premonitions. They might sense that someone is not being truthful, or that a place carries heavy energy, even when everything looks normal. Often they see patterns others overlook, repeating numbers, meaningful synchronicities, symbolic events that guide them forward. Alongside clairvoyance comes spiritual clarity, a deep knowing of what something means, not just what it is. They may not have all the answers, but they always know the next step. And this trust in their inner knowing allows them to move through life with courage, even when no one else understands. These 4 gifts are only the beginning, but already you may be seeing yourself in these descriptions. That's because you're not just watching a video. Your spirit is remembering who you are. Stay with us, because in the next section, we will explore 3 more powerful spiritual gifts that continue shaping the journey of the chosen ones and reveal why they were called in the first place.
As chosen ones continue to awaken, their gifts become clearer, stronger, and more refined. These next 3 spiritual gifts are foundational, shaping how they live, persevere, and interact with the divine flow of the universe. These are not just abilities. These are soul contracts, sacred imprints designed to guide the chosen ones through pain, transformation, and purpose. Let's explore the final three gifts that mark the spiritual DNA of those who were set apart. 5. The gift of connection with the mission. One of the most undeniable traits of the chosen ones is this: they cannot settle for a meaningless life. No matter how hard they try to blend in, live by the rules, or follow society's script, something inside them constantly whispers, "You were made for something greater." This gift is not a career path or a job title. It's a sacred mission, a burning desire to impact the world with truth, light, and transformation. Even as children, chosen ones often feel a deep discomfort with the ordinary. They question systems, rules, and superficial goals. They sense the suffering in the world and think, there has to be more. There has to be a reason I'm here. And they're right. The chosen ones were born to plant seeds of change. Some become teachers, healers, creators, or leaders. Others fulfill their mission quietly, by being present for someone in pain, by breaking generational cycles, by raising children in love and truth. Whether their mission is public or private, loud or subtle, it always carries impact. It always leaves light behind. But this calling isn't always easy. Often it brings restlessness, frustration, or confusion, especially when they haven't yet discovered how to live it out. Chosen ones may go through seasons where everything they try feels empty. That's the soul's way of saying, this is not your path. And when they do find their mission, everything changes. Even without all the resources, they move forward. Even with fear, they take the leap. They may fall, but they always rise, because the mission is not optional. It is encoded in their soul. Many chosen ones realize that every painful experience, every betrayal, loss, or detour was preparation. Every scar is a key. Every fall shaped them into exactly who they needed to be to fulfill their calling. 6. The gift of protection and resilience. If there's one thing all chosen ones share, it's this: they have survived things that should have destroyed them. They faced betrayal, spiritual attacks, isolation, grief, and dark nights of the soul. Yet here they are, still standing, still searching, still shining. That's not luck. That's divine protection. There is an invisible force guarding the chosen ones. Even when they are thrown into chaos, something or someone intervenes. Maybe a delay saves them from an accident. Maybe a rejection turns out to be a rescue. Over and over, they're spared from things they didn't even know were dangerous until later. This gift isn't about avoiding hardship. Chosen ones face more than most, but they are watched over, surrounded by unseen support that won't let them stay down for long. And from this protection emerges resilience, a spiritual toughness that cannot be taught. The chosen ones may weep, collapse, or feel lost for a time, but they always rise. And when they do, they come back stronger, wiser, clearer. They've learned that their pain has purpose, that every struggle is shaping something eternal inside them. Their wounds become wisdom. Their failures become fuel. Even when no one else believes in them, they keep going. Not because of pride, but because they've seen what others haven't. They've felt that sacred hand lifting them up when no one else could. And that knowing, that unshakable knowing, gives them the strength to move forward no matter what. 7. The gift of spiritual return, law of cause and effect. The final gift is not as flashy as the others, but it's just as powerful, maybe even more. It is the gift of spiritual return, a heightened sensitivity to the law of cause and effect. For the chosen ones, nothing is random.
Every thought, action, word, or intention sends energy into the universe, and that energy comes back, quickly and precisely. When they act in love, the universe blesses them. When they stray from their truth, even for a moment, they feel it immediately, not as punishment, but as realignment. This gift keeps them on a sacred path. They can't lie to themselves. They can't stay off course for long. Their soul demands integrity. The spiritual world responds to them like a mirror, fast, sharp, and true. Because of this, chosen ones live with deep awareness. They watch their words, guard their thoughts, and walk carefully, not out of fear, but out of reverence. They know the universe sees all, and that knowledge becomes wisdom. They also forgive easily, not because they're weak, but because they trust divine justice. They know they don't have to seek revenge or carry bitterness. The universe handles all things in due time. This gift makes their lives feel sacred, guided, and interconnected, and it helps them walk lightly, live honestly, and sow seeds of light everywhere they go, knowing that one day every seed will bloom. Together, these three gifts form the backbone of the chosen one: a divine mission, unbreakable resilience, and an unshakable awareness that every action matters. If you've ever felt pulled by a purpose bigger than yourself, if you've survived storms you can't explain, or if your life responds almost instantly to your thoughts and actions, you are already walking in these gifts. And as we move to the final part of this journey, we'll explore what all of this means and what to do with it. Let me know when you're ready for topic 4, and I'll bring it to life for you with the same spiritual depth and emotional resonance.
If you've made it this far, it's not just because you were curious. It's because something deep inside you was resonating, vibrating with truth. These words weren't meant to entertain you. They were meant to awaken you. The 7 spiritual gifts we've explored aren't random traits or personality quirks. They are divine tools given to specific souls for a sacred reason. And if you recognized even one of them within yourself, then this message wasn't just for the chosen. It was for you. You may not have asked for these gifts. You may not feel ready. You may even feel overwhelmed by the weight of them. But the truth is, your soul already knows what to do. It has been preparing for this moment your entire life. That persistent restlessness, that longing for more, that sense that there's a deeper reality beneath all the noise, those were not coincidences. They were spiritual signals. And this is the moment where everything begins to make sense. But awakening is just the beginning. The next step is to accept what's inside you, to stop running from your gifts, to stop trying to shrink yourself to fit into a world that was never designed for you. You weren't meant to fit in. You were meant to stand out, to rise, to transform. These gifts carry purpose, not only for your personal journey, but for the people you're meant to touch, the darkness you're meant to confront, and the healing you're meant to bring into the world. Some of you are here to speak light into silence. Some are here to heal others with your presence, your touch, or your story. Some are here to see what others cannot and lead them to truth. All of you were chosen for a reason. And now, it's time.